Okay, students, this week we learned about kinds of sentences. And can anyone tell me how many kinds of sentences we have? Yes, Tala.
We have 4 kinds of sentences.
4 kinds. And do you remember the sentences? Do you remember the kinds of sentences? So all of you remember?
Yes.
We have a couple that don't. Maybe we can sing a song and remember. Ready?
Yes. Yes. Four kinds of sentences. Let me help you sort them out. When the day what you are thinking, oh, that's what it's all about. There is a statement and there is a question, exclamation and command. If you listen closely to this song, you'll be sure to understand.
Okay, students. This week we talked about perspectives, or what else can we call a perspective? Point of view. And I wanted to ask you this important question. How do experiences offer new perspectives? How do the things that you experience offer you a different point of view in life? Can you tell me? Yes, Linda.
Only if you put yourself in other people's shoes.
Will you?
If I would know, if I went to a new school, and I would know the differences between each school.
Okay. Okay, so if you go to a new school, you would know the differences between 2 different schools. Okay, so one school is one experience.
And the other school is another one.
Okay. Yes, Karen?
And the people change. You see people in this school as in another way than you see people in the other school, in your old school.
Like you were saying to me that you were the top student in English in your old school.
Yes.
And now?
I'm like everyone. I'm proud of that I am.
So now you have more top students in the class. So what does that tell you or about life? How does that give you a different view about life?
Not everything is about yourself. There's more people that get to have other chances.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad you learned that. Would anyone else like to offer some comments about experiences and perspectives? Yes, Ali.
There are many schools that might not like this school. This school is a very nice school.
Okay, thank you, Ali. Now, as we were talking about earlier about students, do you have something to say, Tala, about students and teachers? Remember how you were saying that a student would never know how a teacher feels?
Only if they were in her place.
Okay, but does a teacher know how a student feels?
No.
How come, Tala?
Because the teachers were students before.
Very good. Thank you, Tala. Okay, students, so we talked about making predictions before we read a text or a story. What are predictions? What are predictions? Yes, Abbas.
It's guessing or assuming what will happen in the future.
Okay, what will happen in the future or in the text? Okay. How do we make predictions? How? Yes, Ali.
To see the picture and
Okay, we look at the pictures. And what else can we look at to help us make predictions?
read
Reading the titles. Okay, what else, Ali? Is there something else?
and we have to read the
Yes, Muhammad.
we have to read the illustration.
Look at the illustrations. Okay, okay. All right, now, the more important question that I want to ask is why? Why do we make predictions? Why do we want to know what might happen in the story before we read it? Yes, Rama.
To warm up our minds.
To warm up our minds. Why should we warm up our minds? And what does it mean to warm up our minds? Karen?
So we can understand understand and we think about the story is about to be. And when we're reading it, we understand what we're reading.
So it helps to understand more. Okay, very good. Thank you. So this week we learned a lot of vocabulary words. Would anyone like to share some of the words we've learned? Give me a definition and a sentence to go with the word you choose. Uday,
Glimmer.
what's glimmer?
Too short.
Can you give me a sentence?
Glimmer to the school break.
So you glimmer when you come to school? Thank you. Muhammad?
I am phobic from about going to the dentist.
Okay, what's the word that you chose?
Phobic.
Phobic. What does phobic mean?
Afraid to be afraid.
Okay, to be afraid from something. Is it just regular afraid or really afraid?
Really.
Like extra afraid? Okay. Linda?
Sarcastic. Sarcastic is something that you didn't mean to say something bad. My sister's sarcastic comment was mean about my phobia.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Karen.
Consolation.
What's consolation mean?
It means comfort.
To comfort someone?
So you can make it better. Consolation in grief moments is extremely important.
Thank you very much. Yes, Abbas.
Indispensable.
Indispensable. What's it mean?
Something that we can't do.
Okay, can you give it to me in a sentence?
It's like the house is indispensable. You can't do it.
Okay. Okay. Ala? Heinous. Okay, what's heinous mean? Inappropriate. Okay. Can you give it to me in a sentence? Thank you. Would anyone else like to share? Rama?
Perception. The ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through the senses.
Okay.
The heinous actions of terrorists give me perception that it's the end of the world.
Thank you very much. That's beautiful. Yes, Tala.
My friend was sarcastic with me because I had a phobia from the dentist.
So what's the word you chose? Phobia? Okay. Thank you. And Ali?